Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy Monday, everyone. I am so excited that you're here. Thank you all for showing up. Um, this is the Black Women's Investment Club training and orientation, and this is being recorded. So please be aware if you don't want to be on camera, just turn your video off. I am going to mute everyone so that we can have a clear background on the recording. And when we get to the Q&A, I am going to release the mute and we'll have that open for questions. So let me confirm. All right, everyone should be muted. Awesome. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna put up my presentation here. I'm so excited. All right, let me try to get in better lighting. Sorry, it's like production in here. All right, that might be a little better. All right. So again, I'm Dr. Dominique Reese, the owner of Reese Financial Services, where I'm the chief financial coach and planner. I help my clients do three things in particular. That's increase their income, increase their savings, and decrease their debt. And that's using a variety of tools and programs that I have built over the past 15 years. This call or this session today is specifically for the Black Women's Investment Club, and we're going to hop right into that presentation. Let's pull that up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop my video for a second. What I'd like to do is introduce some of the features to this platform, just in case some of you may have never been on Zoom before. Zoom is a platform where we can see each other and also do some chatting. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to, oh, you can't hear me, okay. If you can hear me, type yes, or give me a thumbs up. I'm not muted on my end, but someone has said, okay, thank you. Okay, so seems like you can hear me. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So Siobhan, sis, that might be on your end. Go ahead and maybe unmute yourself. But everyone else can hear me, so it's not on my end. All right, so I'm going to pull up this presentation and we're going to get started. What I'd like you to do, as I was mentioning, is to just chat in any questions that you may have throughout the presentation, and I'll take the questions at the end. That way you don't forget what your question is. So if you do have a question, just type it in, and I'm going to review the chat at the end of the presentation. We're only going to be together for about, I'd say, another 20 minutes or 23 minutes or so. I've built this presentation so it's only 30 minutes long. We'll have some time for Q&A. And of course, because it's going to be a lot of information, I expect that your questions may or may not come right now. They may come after the presentation, and that's okay. So if that is the case, just simply reach out to me via email. You can shoot me an email because you have my email, and I'll also be in touch with you via email. So there will be opportunities for us to connect around any questions that you might have. And I see that we have a hand raised. What's up, Tamika? You have a question for me? Let me unmute you. Question, Tamika?
No question, sorry.
It's okay. No worries. It's good to try out the technology. So I've never had to lower a hand before. All right, so we are ready. Again, you're all muted. Use the chat for any questions and for participation. And at the end, I will unmute everyone and we can go into Q&A. I expect we'll be together till about 10:30. The presentation is brief, but filled with lots of good information. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And if you can see my screen, give me 1 second. Share. All right. If you can see my screen, type yes or give me a thumbs up. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so here we are. We are in the Black Women's Wealth Investment Club training and orientation. Thank you again for showing up. And this is going to be an investment club for Black women leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs who invest small amounts for large gains. Let's see, I'm going to be checking the chat as we go along. Awesome. So everyone can see my screen. And what I'd like to know via chat is if this is your first time potentially joining an investment club, please say first time in the chat if this is your first time potentially joining an investment club. Okay, this is important because I really want this to be a club for people who have never engaged with investing. And even if you have, this is an opportunity to take your investing to the next level. Okay. I'll continuously check in. It looks like we have a lot of first timers. So this is great. That means this is for you. So I appreciate that. Let's hop right in. So why are you here? You know, tell me why you're here. I figured out from the data I've done, or the data I've researched, and the research that I've done from you all and from just working with clients over the past few years, that you're here for a few reasons. Financially, you want to benefit from investments. Educationally, you want to learn more about investments. Socially, you want to invest with like-minded people or women in particular. And then there's another option where you want to do it all. You're here for it all. You're here for the financial gains, for the educational gains, for the networking. You want whatever you can get out of this club. So tell me, why are you here? Is it A, is it B, is it C, or is it D? Go ahead and type in the chat which of these reasons is most dominant for you. And if it's the hybrid, meaning you want all three equally, that's awesome. But give me an indication of why you're here. What is your motivation for wanting to be a part of a group like this? A, financial, B, education, C, social, or D, a hybrid. Okay, so it's a hybrid for some of us. Understood. We want it all, and I appreciate that. That's why the option was there, because that really tells me that you're here for the full experience. You know, sometimes people join things, they go in with one intention and they get a lot more. And so it's nice to know that you're open to all that you can receive from being a part of a club like this. So who am I? Well, a lot of you know me already, but I'm going to just give a very bulleted brief list. And, you know, I'm a Black woman who's born and raised in South Central Los Angeles. It's important for me to say that because I got an email or two from some non-Black participants, which is perfectly fine, but I have to be very unapologetic about why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it. I am marketing to, and this is for Black women. And it's open to all. And I'll say that again. It is marketed to and it is for Black women, and it's open to all. And it's important for me to make that very apparent because I found in my experience as a financial professional that I do not believe that any financial services companies in particular are targeting and marketing to Black women. I don't find that any of them speak to me in particular about some of the financial investing needs that I have. And so given the work I want to do and given the work that I've been doing, I find it's my calling to talk specifically to Black women. And I'm not afraid to do that. I know there's a time and place for it. And for me, this is the time and the place. I have a son, Yair, he's 5. I'm the oldest of 3 girls, no brothers, so I think that's important as well. I've been raised by my grandparents here in LA. My mother has always been in the picture. My father died when I was 2, and he was an entrepreneur, so that's where I get it from. I do believe in God and believe that everything is in divine order. I am slightly, well, I'm an overachiever. Let me just go and say it. There's no slightly. Published author, speaker, and I'm a financial expert of 16 years. I've been doing this work in financial services as a coach, a planner, and a consultant. So I wear many hats, and I'm really happy to put the planner and advisory hat back on to come into this investment role. I'm a strategic thinker. I like to think. I can think anything up. I can figure it out in my mind, in my head. I have strategies that are worth millions of dollars, and I'm happy to have a platform where I can exercise that talent and that skill. Let's see. Let me check the chat real quick. See something coming through. Yes, everything in divine order. I'm a helper, a giver, and a lover. And I'm honest. I'm transparent. A little bit more about me on the academic side, my credentials. I've graduated from Princeton University with the economics degree. I've been a licensed Merrill Lynch financial advisor where I managed about $4 million for my clients. I'm an accredited financial counselor and financial fitness coach. I have an honorary doctorate degree for the work that I've done in my field over the past 16 years. I'm a published author. My book is on Amazon. It's called Master My Money. I've coached hundreds of clients, which has equated into thousands of hours of sessions, of coaching sessions, and educated thousands of Americans since I've been on this journey of financial education, financial planning, financial coaching. And so I share this with you just to let you know that I have the qualifications, the experience, the understanding of the work I do. I've dedicated my career to it, and I love what I do. And so over the years, I've been able to create a lot of impact, not only for myself, but for the women and families that I've served. And I'm very proud of it. So I've learned to promote myself with passion and enthusiasm to those who want to learn more about the value that I can offer. And so if you have any questions, I hope that you ask anything that you want to know. I'm an open book. Okay, it says everyone, hopefully it's right now. All right, so just a few more pictures of the work I've done, and now we're back to you, because that's really what this is about. More specifically, I've learned that, you're here because you want to make money, whether it's passive income, portfolio income, or residual income. You've been very vocal about that. And so I'm very happy that you want to make money, because that is the primary goal of an investment club. It's to make money. You can do all of the other things, but that's why we're doing it. We're doing it because we want to increase our profitability. You want to understand what you read and see and do when it comes to investing in stocks. I know sometimes it's just like you can engage the material, but you really don't know what it means. And so an investment club is an opportunity for you to really get educated. In this investment club, we're going to lead with education, and then we're going to apply that. You want to gain more savings, and you can use your money for whatever, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. As a coach, it's not even my place to do that. As a planner, yes. As an advisor, yes. As a coach and a leader, no. And so you're able to use your gains from this club however you want. But that's why you want to do this, so that you have more money to do that which is most important to you. Okay, so what is an investment club? An investment club is a club where like-minded individuals pool their money together to make investments in a profit. Very simple. According to the SEC, it's generally a group of people pool their money and invest. The members generally study different investments and then make investment decisions together. For example, the group might buy or sell based on a member vote. Club meetings may be educational, and each member may actively help make investment decisions. That last sentence is so very important because it keeps us legally compliant. As long as all of the members in the club are active in making an investment decision, we do not have to register this club with the SEC, meaning we do not have to be regulated by the SEC as long as everyone in the club is actively making an investment decision, okay? Investment groups are formed by individual people just like you and me who see a need for investing with others to achieve a goal. And we call those people members. So as you join the club, you become a member. Members determine the purpose of the club. And that's something we'll do once we finalize who's going to be in the club. But purpose can be something like to invest in growth stocks or to earn a return on investment of at least 15% every year. So we will determine what the purpose of this club is going to be. Typically, clubs have between 5 and 20 members and are organized into a legal entity such as a general partnership, limited partnership, LLC, or corporation. And again, we will make that determination as we finalize the members in the group. Oh, wait, go back. And they're formed to take advantage of the protections and tax benefits of investing in a group rather than investing solely as an individual. So there is some leverage that we take advantage of when we're investing in a club. We just have better access to things. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as well. So how does an investment club work? Well, generally, they're pretty straightforward organizations. They do the same thing every month over a long period of time. And that's where we start to realize the benefits of pooling our money. It's over time. Investment clubs are typically long-term strategies. And so this is not a get-rich-quick scheme at all. Investment clubs need a monthly meeting date, time, and place, and a length of the meeting. They have a club name, so that will come into place once all members have been finalized. We're going to form a legal entity, which I just mentioned, which include having a partnership agreement with bylaws, and all members will sign that. We'll have a minimum monthly contribution and administrative fees, including a membership fee, and I'll go more into that in just a second. We're going to set goals for education, for performance, and administrative areas. If we don't set goals, we don't know what we're working towards. So an investment club is very methodical and systematic. We're not doing things randomly. We do things with goals in mind, and we measure ourselves based on performance. We're going to create membership rules, expectations, and codes of conduct. And so that will help us to navigate how we deal with each other. There will be officers in the club, a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and an education coordinator, which can also be the vice president. So that simply depends on what we decide as a club. We will attain an EIN, which is an employer identification number, and that's so that we can file taxes appropriately. We'll maintain fun and creative ways to keep members engaged, building rapport with other members, and building a resource for ourselves. And this is a club, it's not a corporate company. We are in business, yes, but it's also a club, meaning we want to have fun. We want to make this a place where we actually want to come and be a part of. So we'll open a brokerage account with a particular financial institution. The members of the club will decide on what that institution is. And typically you'll have a brokerage account where you make your investments and a checking account where you may sit any cash that is not being invested. We'll identify our investment objectives for why we're investing and what this club's objective for investing will be. Will require monthly research that'll be timely, topical, and relevant. So that way we're always in the know. We are not going to be making investment decisions based on old things. We'll use agendas, meeting minutes, financial reports, attendance records, industry reports, cloud storage folder to operate efficiently and effectively. That is important for you to know because these are the things that we must maintain as a club. This way we stay organized, we always know where we are, and as a member of the club, you can request any of these documents at any time. So therefore, we must keep very copious and organized and clean books because at any time, any member can say, hey, I want to take a look at the books, and we have to furnish that. We will create investors. If you're not already investing via your retirement, a 401k, or another investment brokerage account, you will join this club and you will become an investor. We will also support healthy financial behaviors. Just because we're investing in the stock market doesn't mean we're not going to be talking about your budget and your credit. So keep that in mind. We're going to identify an investment objective and style of investing. And we'll get more into that once we actually dive into the club. But that basically means, are we investing for the long term? And if so, what style? Are we looking for growth? Are we looking for value? Are we looking for income? Those are typically three styles of investing. All right. So we're going to assess your investor profile and investment philosophy. Basically, each member is going to go through a deep questionnaire to help them understand where they are as an investor. That profile is going to include questions that will help us to determine what your time horizon is, which basically means how long are you going to be investing, your risk tolerance, which means how much risk can you actually stand to take on. Are you an aggressive investor? Are you a conservative investor? Are you somewhere in between? And your liquidity. This money that we're investing, we're not going to be using this money for the next few years. And so it's very important that you understand liquidity and having access to capital and having access to monies that you don't need, because there are costs that come into play when you decide to tap your investment. All right, we're going to offer different levels of reward. Typically, high risk, high reward. That's what we say with investing. And low risk, low reward. So if you're not taking much of a risk, don't expect to get paid very much. If you're not putting out a lot of money, don't expect to make a lot of money. Okay, it's very simple with investing. The more you put out, the more you have to gain, but that's because the more you have more to lose. And the converse is that is true as well. So when you have an investment club, it's an opportunity to mitigate that risk, meaning decrease it. We can spread the risk across members because it's not just you who's investing. You're investing with pooled money with many other people. And so by that very nature, you're already decreasing the risks that come with investing, known as market risk. We are going to create managers and investors. Everyone in this club will have an opportunity to take on a leadership role. And yes, you will be investing, you will be learning, but you will also be actively involved in the investment decisions of this club, which makes you a manager. So you are going to learn a lot, ladies. You are going to be stretched, and this is exactly why you're here, right? Every member is going to invest to become an investor by contributing monthly, but also a manager, as I just explained, all right? That is what makes us not have to register with the SEC, because each member is going to be playing an active role in making investment decisions. And we'll learn a lot more about what that really means. But for now, it's just important that you realize you will have a role. Every month, you will have something to do, whether it's research, connecting with someone else in the club, presenting that particular month, managing the books if you're the treasurer, partnering with someone in a committee. You will have an active role in this club. So what are the benefits of joining an investment club? Well, there are plenty. And that's what I love. You're going to learn about investing, synergizing with like-minded women. I got a lot of that when I was doing some research. Lower transaction fees, because now instead of 10 of you going out to purchase one stock and paying a trade fee for that trade, one of us will be purchasing, right? So we potentially have lower fees and higher returns because we're going to be pooling money, only making one transaction compared to each of us making transactions. And those transaction fees do come out of the money that you're investing. So that directly impacts your return. We're going to access larger investment opportunities. There's some stocks and mutual funds, ETFs, whatever it is that we decide to purchase that you may not be able to purchase on your own. If we're going to do, let's say, $25 a month, you might need $125 to buy that particular stock. So by yourself at $25, you wouldn't be able to do it. But in a club where money is pooled, now you've got access. We're going to mitigate risk, which we just talked about. We're going to make money from practical experience and shared knowledge. An investment club is like a mastermind with money involved, right? A mastermind with investments involved. And so this is where you get to understand the value of shared knowledge, bringing people together to share what they know, and you're always going to learn from that. It's better to take the sum of the parts, and they're equal to greater than the whole, okay? You're going to network with your peers. So again, like-minded women. You're going to have your money work for you. You're going to go out in the world, make the money. That money is going to be taxed. Whatever is left, you're going to live off of. And now you're going to take a small portion of that and put it to work for you. And so now you're slowly but surely shifting how your money works for you. Okay, and that is so very important because that's what investing is all about. It is simply about accelerating. It's about putting your money to work. It's about doing things that honestly we couldn't do on our own without investing. Your mind is going to be stretched, and consistently every month you will be learning something new about investing. So get ready for that, ladies. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but we're making it as simple as possible. You're going to learn something new every month and reimagine the use of your time. I mean, this is where the rubber really meets the road, because you're going to be dedicating a certain amount of time every month to this particular effort. Whether you're doing research that month or presenting that month, it may be a little bit more than the normal, but every month you're going to be using your time differently. You're going to be developing new interests, new behaviors. You're going to build confidence because this club is going to teach you to do things that you're now going to be able to do outside of this club, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead a little bit. I really want to get to the meat. So what's going to be required of you? Well, you're going to be disciplined. You're going to be budgeting and tracking your money when you first come into this club, because more importantly, you want to start off knowing what you can afford. All right. You're going to have some questions asked of you about how you work in a team, how you make decisions, your values about money, really some self-reflective questions. And that's what's going to come out a little bit in the application process, but over time as well. All right. You can expect to attend 12 monthly meetings for about 2 hours, contributing every month. You know, we're going to beat inflation. We'll talk more about what that is. That's our very basic benchmark. We're going to increase net worth. We're going to work on teams. We're going to be doing a lot every month, but it's all related. These aren't random activities. These aren't random outcomes. So what's special about this club? Because this is what you get out of any investment club. The difference here, ladies, is that this is for Black women and open to all. We're going to lead with education and then application and then implementation. You will learn something and then you will do it. We're leveraging technology because this is probably going to be a virtual group that meets in person, but primarily virtual. I haven't figured that part out yet. Everything in divine order. We will have a membership fee of $50 a year and contribute $25 a month. That is very unique for this club. Most clubs have higher minimums all around for membership as well as monthly contributions, but I want us to be able to do this without ever second guessing if we can afford it. We will have a savings component for the first 3 months. So basically that means the first 3 months we will not be investing money. We will be saving the money, and then we'll start investing on the 4th month and every month thereafter. We will rotate leadership roles every year, so everyone will have an opportunity to be a leader. This is very important because, again, it goes back to everyone having an active management role in making the investment decisions. On the go, we're going to use WhatsApp to communicate. We'll invest for 12 months at a time. And then we'll review our progress, our membership at the end of those 12 months. And at that time, that's when you can decide if you want to leave or not, if you're going to stay another year. We will require a 12-month investing commitment, or you will forfeit all of the funds. Ladies, this is not a club that I want you to join and decide you've got to go. We understand if you have to take a leave of absence, that will come. We'll have instructions in our bylaws for things like that. But I want women who are committed to this process. I don't know what to expect. I know you don't know what to expect, but we can't jump ship before it happens. And so I really want women who are willing to commit $25 a month for 12 months. You do the math and see how much money that is. If you have to leave the club for whatever reason, realize you will forfeit those funds. We're going to read 1 book a month, and we'll host an annual open house meet and greet. Those are the gists of what we're going to do. That's really it. This recording is being recorded, so I will send this out at the end. And if you have any questions, go through the deck again, listen to the recording. But this is it. Next steps are going to be to complete an application and schedule your interview. There is a $10 application fee. Now, why is that? There's a $10 application fee because I want to know who is invested. This is also a way for me to use these funds to just review applications and really start to put together some small funds to do the preliminary work that I need to do, put in a few systems, and start the paperwork on what kind of legal entity that we're going to form. This is going to cover your application fee as well as your time for your interview. All right, so this is where the rubber meets the road, ladies. This link will give you access to the application, which I'll also send out. And that's it. That link, let me actually type that in the chat so that if you wanted to go check it out right now, you can, and you'll be able to see what the application consists of. bit.ly/Black Women's Law Investment Club 2020. Yeah, all right. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions, but it's a pretty straightforward application, and it's going to help both you and I understand if this club is going to be a good fit for you. Now, we're going to be recruiting members through January 31st, okay? So you've got time. You don't have to do this right now, but I would highly encourage you to do it. And let me be very transparent. I am going to be checking everything, meaning who opens emails, who responds within deadlines. Because at the end of the day, ladies, we're going to business together. We're going into business together, and we need to be on point. It's that simple. And I know everyone can understand and appreciate that. So if you're serious about joining such a club, being in business with other Black women, getting to know them, building trust and rapport, it starts with me vetting. It starts with me choosing the right women to put in front of each other. And this is the first step. So, check emails, read through them, click through whatever these instructions are, and you're serious about the club, do them, because I'll be able to see who's doing what. And your efforts now are going to indicate what your efforts could possibly be once we join this club together. Okay. So again, I know everyone can appreciate that. And, just kind of want that accountability and responsibility all around. Question. So do we log back in to review the information? I didn't catch the beginning of the meeting. Okay, yes, this is going to be sent out, so you'll have the audio and the presentation. Thank you for sharing your expertise. This seems much better than me using an investment app. Yes, listen, investment apps are great ways to start investing, but they're actually not the most efficient, and they can still cost you quite a bit of money because you're paying for things like the app. You're paying for other people to bring that to you. Here, we're minimizing our fees. We're dropping our costs down to the very basics, and that allows us to keep more of our money working for us. We'll learn all about that as well. Like literally, the things we don't know, we are going to learn, and we're going to learn them as we go along, which is why this has to be a 12-month commitment. We can't learn everything in 2 hours in one meeting, right? It's just not reasonable. So I want to set your expectation accordingly that you will definitely learn a lot. You'll be stretched, and that's just part of this commitment. But I know you can do it. You're here to learn more about it. So I thank everyone again. Yes, happy MLK Day to everyone. And we're going to be sending this information out via email. I'm going to develop an FAQ as well. And so, if you're ready, you're ready to take that step, get your interview scheduled, let's do it. Just click on that link, schedule your time, pay your $10 application fee, and we're going to start the interview process. It is my goal by February to have a great idea of who's going to be in this club. And again, clubs are typically anywhere between 5 and 20 people. So if you know anyone else who could be interested, feel free to share this with them. Feel free to invite them. We're now in that phase of recruiting our members, and this is going to be the process. They'll go through this presentation, they'll hear this audio, and then they'll apply through the application process and schedule an interview. At some point, everyone who's been chosen and accepted into the club, we'll meet each other virtually first, and then we'll start building rapport over those first 3 months. We won't be investing, we'll just be saving, and then we'll start investing that fourth month. So I've given this some thought, and I hope it is aligned with what you have in mind for what you can see yourself doing over the next 12 months. All right, ladies, so if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to give you your time back. Thank you for the 8 minutes that we went over, and I will be in touch. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.